Hey guys, here's Louie. So in this video, I am going to try my best in making a full barrel carburetor cleaner for the 1968 Firebird that you guys been seeing me restored here, and I'm really close to the finish line. So this Firebird has an Edelbrock carburetor, 4-barrel. Personally, I love the Edelbrock because it happens to be the first carburetor I ever dealt with. Since I was 22 years old, I've been restoring, messing with these cars basically until I got, pretty decent in restoring them. And my first car, being the 1967 Firebird that I have, had the 4-barrel and still has that 4-barrel Edelbrock carburetor, which I love. My 69 also has a Edelbrock carburetor, and now the 68 here has one also. The only car that won't have an Edelbrock carburetor will be another 69 Firebird that I'll be doing in the future, and it's going to be a 1969 Trans Am clone. That one will have the Quadrajet, which I have already in my possession. It's just put away until I get there. Anyway, to have a good factory looking air cleaner 4-barrel for Pontiacs is almost unheard of to find one original. And if you do find one, believe me, it costs about $250, and that's being a good one and an okay one that you still have to do things to it to make it look real good, and the price just goes up from there. So we're working with $250 on the cheap side, and it could go all the way sky high depending on condition. But here I have an idea. So right here is an original Pontiac 1-barrel to 2-barrel air cleaner. Okay, we're gonna go with 2-barrel air cleaner here, and it is an original Pontiac one. Okay, the reason I'm not gonna try to fix this one is because she's really bent up. I mean, she's really banged up here and stuff, and it's only a 2-barrel carburetor, which on the 4-barrel, little things here and there changed. Okay, even here was longer. So this happens to be a 4-barrel carburetor cleaner, and it's not Pontiac. It actually belonged to Buick. I removed it in the junkyard from a Buick Wildcat. Okay, and I only paid about 20 bucks for this air cleaner here. Okay, and she is solid. That's only surface rust you see there, but she is really solid. So I end up removing it from the car, and I saw it in pretty good condition. I said, I'm taking it home and I'm gonna make my own 4-barrel Pontiac air cleaner. I'm lucky enough that in my 1969 I have an original 4-barrel Pontiac air cleaner on her. So I took some measurements. So the first thing I have to do is remove this and this on the bottom and cut her. I'm gonna cut her to 9 inches. These are my first steps, soon to become a Pontiac air cleaner. All right, guys, so here I remove the vacuum diaphragm, and this is the inside part. Okay, and the inside part is held by this nail here. It has 2 tabs that prevents it from sliding to backing out. So I just grind those tabs down, and I was able to slide her out, and the flap came out. I hold that until the time comes to install it. And the vacuum diaphragm is right here. This is part of it. It sits in the hole and over here, and that's the cover. So what you are going to find is that it's tack weld. So I chiseled them right out. I drilled it, as you can see, chiseled it out. And also the bottom over here. Okay, now also for the end to match 9 inches this way straight across, and I cut it out. This was the leftover, and it was wrapped around the ending of it. You need the end lip, this round lip here, you need it because it's going to be your cap at the end of the air cleaner. So far we just about right on length. I will double check and keep you guys in tune and exactly what's the measurements. I think I still have to cut a little more, but I went a little extra just as in case of anything. And my next move will be to repairing this metal and the underside. And here is the original 400 4-barrel air cleaner that I have on my 69 Firebird. This is original 1969. It's not a reproduction, and that's an original chrome lid, which the 400 cars will have it just like that. So I'm trying, she's not going to look 100% like this, but I am trying to make it look as close as I can to it. This one being a Buick, like I said before, and this one being a Pontiac 4-barrel. And because the white 68 behind there has a 4-barrel carburetor, I need a 4-barrel carburetor cleaner. So far so good. You guys could see that measurement right there, and you could see what they did was from factory, they just bend the metal over to give it this lip over here. All right, I'm not going to do that to this one. What I remove, because the Buick one was much longer and I cut it to size, what I remove at the end, I will put it just like this, and she should look nice. I will weld all this together, clean everything up, and she should look nice. My next move is to cut here, cut this metal here, because I won't be welding this over here. It just makes more sense to cut it and put a patch in. And I also will put a patch at the bottom because I need to copy where this is at now and where's the bottom is at. So that's my next move on the air cleaner. All right, guys. So here I cut everything out. Okay. And I already scribed my template. If you guys can see that line here. And this is going to be what I'm going to use. These shears here to cut this template out. I got this in Harbor's Freight. I picked it up some months ago, and let me tell you something, it's absolutely a great deal for your money when you're going to cut sheet metal out, not on big panels but on little things here and there. So stay tuned for as I cut this out. We could start welding over here. And please guys, when you're gonna go weld any metal, just make sure you clean it out around like that. You have a good penetration and not a problem when it comes to welding. And this is all welded up. Also, where the hole that used to be for the filter, and the top here is all welded up. I'm going to put a light coat of filler on both sides, anywhere where I welded, just to keep the welds from being protected. All right, remember that you are welding on 24 gauge. This happens to be 24 gauge, which is really hard to do and even harder when you're using flux core. But it's coming out beautiful. Let's keep on going. Okay, so we had to relocate the hole for the filter on the air cleaner. Okay, this is where Pontiac will have it. All right, and this is going to be facing the passenger side valve cover. So Buick had it on the other side. So I took some sheet metal, scribed this shape, and I am welding this now. I'm welding it shut. I relocated everything here on top. Alright, so this is gonna be functional. Also, remember that the shaft that was going through on the original spot, which is here on that hole, since here is smaller, and as you get closer to the body of the air cleaner is wider, now that shaft does not work no more. So you have to get yourself a different piece of metal that is that length, and everything will work. I will keep explaining myself as I go on.